Finally.
Yeah, I got it.
Have you all seen the link? The YouTube channel? Setting up your MIT for YouTube Live. Okay. Fine. So it's going live. Have you all seen the link? The YouTube channel? Let me download this. Okay, sir, how many participants shall we start? 40. It is the magical number.
Yes, it is live now.
Yeah, so we'll
Right.
start. Yeah.
Yeah, we should start.
So would you like to just introduce the speakers?
Yeah, please. So let me welcome you all here. I am very happy that we are today initiating a very interesting and aspiring program. It is very ambitious program also because it's in a very, very different domain. And for this, I have to thank the today's speakers, Gyaneshwaran and Akshay, who are Akshat Gaur, who are basically working very hard for the success of this initiative of INYPT itself. And it is in fact a kind of a pilot for reaching out to INYPT also. So that is our main aim, that ultimately this process which we are following is followed systematically. Let me just briefly introduce Gyaneshwaran. Gyaneshwaran actually teaches in Doon School. He is a master there, as they call, like that. And he is teaching physics for more than 10 years. I have come across him. I had many interactions also. And I very closely followed his experience of participating in international young physicists tournament as a juror and for mentoring the students. So we always felt that this kind of a competition or a tournament should be known by all the school students in the country and all the teachers teaching in the schools and university teachers and college teachers, because this is a very, very participative program. And it does not just let you feel like that it is some kind of a MCQ question answers test. No, it is very different. Problems are made public well in advance, almost a year in advance, because they expect that these problems are not those kinds of problems which can be found in books. They are collected by a very systematic process, submitted by people from across the world. Teachers are there, students are there in that process who actually design problems. Many a times you will find that these problems are not suitably worded even, but still they make a lot of sense, because when you start doing a research problem, it is like that only. The background of Gyaneshwaran is very interesting. He is a product of IIT Madras. And Akshat is studying for his class 12 in one of the schools in Madhya Pradesh. I would request both the speakers that when they start their presentation, they should briefly tell about their experience also, what they have gone through, and then come to the main text of the talk. So I think we have a very good number of people joining here, and I think they are the ones who are really interested in knowing about this particular program. Fortunately, this talk will be available on the YouTube also, so that those who miss it right now will be able to listen to it later. We have already created a page as an INYPT feed for registering the mentors also. That's a very important part of the whole project itself. So here you can see the page where we have given a Google form through which you can join and register. So here is the Google form which you are seeing, which can be filled very, very conveniently and easily. So I wish you a very engrossing engagement with the speakers and about the whole initiative and the program of Indian National Young Physicists Tournament, which is going to train students for International Young Physicists Tournament. So welcome once again, dear participants, and also to both Yaneshwaran and Akshat. So Yaneshwaran, you are welcome to start your presentation.
Oh, yes, thank you, sir. So as sir asked me to introduce myself briefly, my experiences. So I actually wanted to be a scientist, and then I ended up being a physics teacher. So the drive to do research was always there in me. And in the IB curriculum, I got the opportunity to exercise the research aspect very well. So in IB, the students are required to submit an internal assessment and external essay as part of their assessment. So this involves doing original research work on simple problems which they see in daily life. So this INYPT tournament is exactly similar to that. So they give you demonstrations of phenomena. So for example, okay, I'll show you later the list of certain problems. So they're all about simple phenomena which you can replicate at home easily. And then the task is to find the physics behind it. So like that, I motivated some of my students, and first year grade 9 student, he got selected. So he was an extremely brilliant boy, and he quickly learned Lagrangian mechanics and applied it to solve the solution, to solve the problem. Then next year, two of the three boys who tried from my school got into the Team India. So then this last year was also a jury in the OIPT, which is the online version of INYPT, because Team India and many other countries did not go to Pakistan for the actual event. So they had an online version. So that was a good learning experience for me. And I met my co-speaker Akshat Gaur in the last year's selection process of INYPT. So I noticed that he's extraordinarily a brilliant student, and he's a very highly self-learned student. His self-learning skills are amazing. So he can learn anything on his own. And I was very impressed by his solution to Euler's pendulum problem. I would say 70% of it went over my head. I'm still waiting to understand it properly. So he and me will together continue the presentation. Akshat, introduce yourself in just 3 lines, not 35 lines, please.
Very good evening, everybody. Myself, Akshat Gaur. I am a student of Standard 12 from CBSE curriculum in Shahdol, Madhya Pradesh. I am I identify myself as a learner, and I'm very keen in the subjects of physics and natural sciences to be general, and abstract mathematics. And I'm grateful to various online resources and things like that for making me capable of teaching myself the things which fortunately happen to make me deduce conclusions and prepare reports for the IYPT problems, which fascinated me a lot recently. In the previous year, I was fortunate enough to meet and interact with Mr. Gyaneshwaran, under the guidance of whom I happen to rectify my solution to the problem called Euler's pendulum, the finite time singularity further on, and fortunately led the team of 4 students in the INYPT, and the competition was a big success. We won 2 rounds, and it was really fortunate, and it was really a fortunate experience for me. That's all I
Okay.
wish to.
Okay, so let's start. So we'll start. So the objective of this presentation is to talk to you and explain to you about what is this INYPT, the tournament which we are conducting for the first time. So I think
Make
the
it full
initial-
screen. Please make it full screen.
Yeah, yeah. Slideshow.
Sir, I can see the comments of your voice not being louder enough. Can you do something
Yeah,
with that?
so Akshat will take over the initial slides. When it comes for the flow chart, I will take over Akshat. Okay. Yeah.
Definitely. So our objectives for this meet include we wish to elaborate on the young history of India at the International Young Physicist Tournament regarding the prior participations of India and how had India been performing. And then we shall come to the introduction to the Indian National Young Physicist Tournament. India's first preparation cum selection plan for the selection of the final team and the preparation of the students for the International Young Physicist Tournament. We shall then be following that with the selection of final team and awards, the scheme of awards to be awarded to the selected students and generally the participations coming across. We shall then be moving on discussing the merits of the International Young Physicist Tournament. And we shall be discussing the key aspects of INYPT which makes it worthwhile, the competition worthwhile. We shall then be concluding the discussions with questions and responses and having a word of responses from Mr. Ganesh. Please put it to the next slide, please, sir. So, India initially took part in the INYPT in the year 2017, thanks to Mr. Shashikant Chandra Pandey, a high school physics teacher who resides in Mumbai. He actually, some of his students happened to interact with him and got him to know about INYPT and regarding their willingness to actually participate. So Mr. Shashikant initially took the initiative and selected a group of 5 students to participate and take part in the INYPT in the year 2017. And since then, it has been continuing. The process is not very well defined. He had put his initial efforts in initiating the tournament. However, we now recognize the demand for efficiency in the entire process of selection and the need for the inculcation of various scientific skills during the preparatory processes so that India's participation can be at the possible best, which is not the case. Moving on, this is how India has been performing. Typically, the rank is in the bottommost 7 ranks. One of the bottom 7 ranks is secured by India, usually, from the year 2017, typically. The previous year in INYPT, we did take part in INYPT, 36th INYPT though, because of the venue being held in Pakistan. We took part in INYPT and fortunately, even though the rank was not very good, but we happened to actually win 2 rounds, the 2 physics fights. We actually were able to successfully defend 2 of our reports against other countries. But the overall appearance of India in the tournament is not up to the mark, to be said. And simultaneously, sir, can you please back in? A slide back, please. Yeah. And simultaneously, we can have a look at the winning reports and the winning teams of the INYPT. We can see Switzerland, teams like Switzerland, Singapore, Poland, and Germany winning drastically with points in the lines of 40s and 50s. And we are somewhere in the lines of 20s and 30s. So the deviation is considerably huge. So, please. Next slide.
There is some lag. One second.
Is it from my side?
Okay.
Okay. So I was fortunate enough. I was fortunate enough to take part in the INYPT in the previous years, and the selection process, which has been the case for the past 4 years or so. And these are the things which I and Mr. Gyani have come up with. The hindrances, the hindrances which exist against a successful participation at a possible best. First of all, India typically secures the bottommost 7 ranks in the tournament, as mentioned. And one of the major reasons includes the lack of a proper mechanism of selecting students. That is a preparation from selection process, which is a demand now for our optimal performance in the coming years. There is no mentorship and financial support available to the students, to the selected students for that matter. So the students are to be set to be all alone, and they come up with the solutions on their own, and they happen to build up some what do you call some errors and some misconceptions, which they fail to rectify actually. And I have experienced those misconceptions being reported by Indian students at the IYPTs at the final rounds. So that's a huge drawback, because the misconceptions don't happen to get cleared in the first place when the selection takes place in India. There is a lack of awareness among the students in the IYPT. We only see 100 or 200 students or so being aware about this fact. And even then, the students who happen to prepare the reports for Mr. Shishikant to select are only 10s or 20s in numbers, which is quite low, I presume. And there is no check for academic sincerity amidst the work submitted by the students. So sometimes what happens is the students happen to copy things from the major publications and journals, for that matter, and without any proper citations and references. So that becomes a very huge drawback in our appearance in the INYPT.
So I would like to pitch in here. So in few years back, in fact, in 2 years, one student got into the Team India in spite of his entire report being a copy paste of a research paper. He claimed to do the entire data collection himself, report himself, experimental system himself, tables, graphs, but all of them were exactly copy pasted from a research paper. So even after I showed the evidence, it was not considered. So this kind of academic dishonesty cannot be allowed in the competition. So that is one of the things we feel.
Exactly.
We have to make the children realize that they have to be academically honest and they have to produce their own original work. Okay, let's move on.
For the misconceptions to be cleared in the first place, we require mentorship and support from other professors and physics teachers, which was not available till now. Now we hereby wish to introduce the Indian National Young Physicist Tournament, a process which is initiated by Mr. Gyaneshwaran successfully on behalf of INYPT. So, the next slide, please. Okay, thank you. Going through the process, it actually consists of 11 rounds, ranging from the initial screening process, where the students are screened in the round 0 based on their basic aptitude in physics, followed by 9 rounds, which are successive rounds successive steps towards reaching conclusions via the scientific methodology, which shall be elaborated further on. The final INYPT ends at a grand finale of the 11th round, which is 17 physics fights among the selected pool of 17 students, who happen to qualify the prior 9 rounds, along with the initial qualification of round.
Okay, so to explain it further in detail, let me take you through the flow chart. 1 second. What is the next slide?
The next slide depicts the process, a brief overview of the process.
Okay.
This is an elaboration of the screening round.
Okay. So you can just briefly mention the titles and then I'll take them through the flow chart.
Okay. This is what the actual process looks like. The INYPT. This is what the process looks like. First of all, the pool of students who had been selected from the initial screening of the round zero, which had been conducted successfully the prior Sundays, they get to actually select one of the problem of those 17 problems published by IYPT every year. Those 17 open-ended problems published by IYPT every year. They select their desired problem and they enter round one, which is an explanation of the phenomena mentioned in the problem set. So kindly elaborate.
Yeah, now we'll just skip through the steps, just name them. Okay,
Okay.
otherwise I'll just go through the detailed flow chart. Okay, I'll take over. So round two is about, see, if you see here, each round is part of the scientific method you need to follow to solve a single problem. And it is also closely following the format of the IYPT, the skills which you need to develop in order to perform well in IYPT. So we are training you for each of those skills in each of these rounds. And there is no limit to the number of people who can qualify. So right now we have 87 students in round one. We will give you the training and exemplar submissions, how it should look like. We'll share it with you. So if you follow the instructions and do well, all 87 can go to round two. And all 87 can go all the way till end of round, till round 10. So now I'll just show you once again. Yeah. So here it is. So first you had round zero. And in trial one, 150 students participated. It had 20 MCQs with one video explanation of one question. And we selected 55 students based on the quality of the explanations and their scores in the MCQs. Trial two, I improvised a bit more. I found that the video explanations are giving more insight about the students. So I reduced the questions from 20 to 10. And I made the first three questions relatively easy, which is just based on MCQ scoring. I take it. And the remaining 7 questions, I made a tricky rule that if your answer is correct, then I look at a video explanation. If the video explanation is correct, you get +5. If it's partially correct, you get anything from 1 to 3, 1 to 4, like that. And if it is wrong, you get the more wrong your explanation is, the closer it will go to -5. So like that I graded. So you can get a score of +38 to -38. So then I selected based on that 33 students out of 103 participants. And the winner of trial one is Agam Shah. So I would like to congratulate him. Is he here? Shall we have a round of applause for Agam Shah, please? You can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself and clap for Agam Shah. Hey, buddy. I can't hear any claps. Akshat, at least you clap and
I did.
okay. And in trial two, we have the winner is Aditya Vijay Kumar Kaneria, both of them from Gujarat. So
From
congratulations.
Innovative International School.
Yeah. So now like this, what we plan to do is, now this time I announce the results in advance. From next time, what I plan is, we'll declare the results in a webinar. So that it will be a suspense, who the winner is. So each round will have one winner, and the winner along with the rest of the results will be declared in a live online meeting. That is our plan. Okay. So round one, which is now very near, maybe this Sunday or next Sunday, we will keep it as a deadline. You have to submit a 5-minute video of the demonstrating the phenomenon of your chosen problem. Almost all of you, except some 7 students, have chosen your problem. Only 7 students are left. So do the background research, understand the statement of the problem, and make a very thorough video of it. Then, if you do it properly, you will qualify to round 2. So a new Google Classroom will be created for round 2, and we'll continue the work there. So here you have to choose. See, before you investigate anything, you have to frame research question in the format of how does Y depend on X. So typically such questions are answered using a graph. So the dependent variable will be on the vertical axis, independent variable will be on the x-axis. And so both the parameters should be measurable quantities with some units, and you should know which instrument to use to measure those quantities. So like that, you have to identify from your situation how many such RQs you can frame and identify. And then later on, we will experiment on all those RQs. So these are round 2. So as you can see, it's quite small. It's not a big task. Then round 3 is method design. So here you don't have to actually start the experiment, but you have to give the detailed outline or plan of how we'll do the experiment. What will be the independent variables, dependent variables, control variables, and what equipment you need, and whether you have any lack of equipments, what support you need. All that you have to explain in your plan.
And how are you going to actually record the data, right, sir?
Yeah,
How exactly are you going to control the parameters
yeah,
affecting the
yeah.
phenomena?
Design the observation table. Okay.
Mhm.
How will your observation table look like when you started doing the experiment? All that you have to explain here. So next is the actual experiment, round 4. By this time, you will be ready with the apparatus, and you will start collecting your data, and then you will also process the data. So we will be training you very well. We'll share videos demonstrating how data is collected, how it is plotted into graphs using software like Logger Pro or any other free software if you can find them, and then how you can do
Analyze them, error analysis.
error analysis. So how you can linearize a graph to find the relationship between y and x. All those things we will share with you, so you will be able to learn it. But to learn all that, you have to qualify to round 4. And to do that, all you need to do is follow the instructions and guidelines and do your best.
And that is what we actually mean by preparing and simultaneously selecting the students.
Yes. So see, earlier what happened was, few students who got excellent guidance, they had a very big advantage over others who had no guidance. Like last year, I know Akshat Gaur had no guidance and he did amazingly well. But my students had a lot of guidance and they did somewhat better than him. But with the same guidance, I'm sure Akshat Gaur would have done much better. So this time onwards, what we plan is we want to create a level playing field for all the participants. So we are going to give you your school teacher to supervise you, and also your mentor will be assigned from INYPT. And INYPT members are mostly college professors and university professors who have very good knowledge of research skills. So they will be able to guide both the students as well as the school teachers. So this way, everybody will get the full preparation which they need. After that, it's up to how much they apply their learning and which will take them forward in the competition. So round 5 is a very advanced stage where you have to learn how to model the theory. So this is typically not taught in your school curriculum. In school curriculum, you solve numerical problems using
Excuse me,
equations that
sir.
are already known to
Sorry to
you.
interrupt you.
But in
Sir,
this, yeah.
you need to speak a little louder. Actually, the students are actually concerned about low
Oh,
voice. Yeah.
okay. Hello. I think my
I
mic
think
is
it's clear now.
clear now.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah. So in this round is something which you will learn, which is not taught in a school curriculum, and which is very much required for making an original research paper. Because you see something in real life, and whatever derivations you learned in school, actually the scientist, the physicist who actually derived it for the first time, you have to be in that position now. If you observe something, you have to derive from scratch the equation by using cause and effect principles, Network's equation, like that you have to model the
By first
simulation.
principles, basically.
Yeah, and you can also make a simulation in computer to make the situation come alive. So it's a lot of fun. I especially had an advantage in this because my specialization in MSc physics was computational physics. So I learned how to make simulations as part of my MSc program. So that comes very useful here, and it's a lot of fun because many of you love coding, I know. So now you will be able to code physics. Like for example, if you have a spring mass system, you can give the coding in such a way that the mass will obey the spring Hooke's law and vibrate according to the spring mass system. So you can change the system to the spring, you can change the mass of the mass which is hanging, and it will accordingly behave. So
That is
more about it.
learning by doing. Learning
Yeah,
by doing, taking into
yeah.
account the technology.
So students like Akshat who don't have access to physical setups, He takes it to the extreme. He does everything in the computer only. He does the experiment also on the computer only.
But that's enjoyable as well. And each of the student who happens to qualify this round is going to learn that actually and implement it in the round 5, the 5th round,
Yes.
where you will happen to actually model it, actually build up your hypothesis, your corrected hypothesis, and build up your simulations and reach conclusions, which is a lot of fun. And don't worry, the mentors and the teachers will always be there for you in
Yeah.
order
So,
for you to actually prepare a world-class solution.
so simulation is actually very, very essential in any advanced science, because see, any experiment you take, you can't conduct everything in real life. For example, the monkey hunter problem. You want, suppose you want to design an experiment to find out how does the reaction time of the hunter affect the decide whether at what time at what angle you should aim so that the bullet will continue to hit the monkey. The problem is exactly when the hunter pulls the trigger, the monkey lets go of the branch of a tree. Okay, if you have no reaction time, if you the moment or let us say the monkey has a reaction time, let us say the moment the hunter pulls the trigger, the monkey lets go of the branch some 1 second later, 2 seconds later, 3 seconds later. So it will fall at a different rate, bullet will fall at a different rate. So if you still want the bullet to hit the monkey, you need to calculate at what angle the hunter should aim his rifle so that the bullet will hit the monkey, even though the monkey is letting go later than expected. But if this you can answer using a simulation. But if I want you to give me a real data, raw data collected from experiment, you can't obviously ask and go and tell a monkey to let go after 1 second, after 2 seconds, after 3 seconds. The monkey can't understand your instructions, and you can't kill 40 monkeys if you want to do 40 trials, right? So there are situations where simulation is essential. Can't do without it. So you
Uh,
will.
I I wish to exaggerate it further on. Actually, there happens to be various phenomena and occurrences like those in fluid dynamics, for that matter, where you can't really dive in and record your data actually from the original experimentations. So what you do is you build a simulation based on the equations of motion which you obtain from physics, and you implement those in your simulation. That is the code which you write, which will do real-time calculations in order for you to come up with the precise numerical value, the quantity which you wish to quantify and which you wish to know. So that
Yes.
is something where simulations really help, because you can't exaggerate everything in real world data.
Hmm.
You need simulations for that matter.
Okay. So now comes the final part of this, which is reporting. So the first problem which you had, you have to make a solution, which is a PowerPoint presentation. So when we saw the INYPT competition, the Singapore team and all the top teams, so Korea, Singapore, Hong Kong, etc. So they had PowerPoints having 150 slides. But then you'll be surprised, within 12 minutes, they covered all 150 slides without seeming rushed. So I don't know how, it's a skill. So they have 150 slides because they want to show the entire data, every stage of the steps which they followed. In case the opponent questions them about something, they can dig up that slide and instantly show it. But during presentation, they have already pre-planned maybe some 15 slides which they will show during the presentation. And they talk about those slides only. But if somebody questions them, how did you do this? How did you do that? How did you take this measurement? Then they have slide ready-made, prepared for answering those questions. That's why the number of slides will be 150, but you have to learn how to talk in 12 minutes using that PowerPoint. So you have to submit to us the detailed solution as a PowerPoint. Every step can be mentioned. There's no limit to the number of slides. But then you also have to send a video recording of you explaining that PowerPoint. You should not exceed 12 minutes, strictly 12 minutes, not more. Both will be submitted in a Google form. That is the reporting part of our INYPT company. Then comes the opposing part. So since in the previous round, every student has submitted, okay, somebody has a question.
Mr. Rajesh, I think.
Yeah, just ask him to speak. Yeah, Rajesh, you can unmute and speak.
Yeah, very good afternoon, sir. Good evening. This is Rajesh Singh Chauhan.
Yes, sir.
Actually, this is the young physicist tournament competition, na?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you just we don't go for the experiment. We just go for the slide. Slide will be decided ki this one the good or this is one the bad.
No, no, no.
PPT. So
PPT should
what is
be
your criteria?
no PP. The PowerPoint is going to be basically like a format of showing the entire experimental work. So they have to give
Okay.
evidence. They have to give evidence through photographs of how they perform the phenomenon. Demonstration of the phenomenon should be there as a video clipping in the PowerPoint.
Yeah.
And then they
Yeah.
have to show the raw data table showing the evidence that they collected the data using experiment or simulation. They have to show the code of the simulation which they used. So the thing can be cooked up. Everything should be there as evidence.
Okay. Right. Okay.
Yes, sir. Anybody? Sarthak also has his hand raised. Sarthak, you
Okay.
can.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sarthak, you have any question?
It was raised initially, actually. So I think
Okay.
you
Yeah,
forget.
I have.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Yes, go ahead. Sarthak, ask
No,
you.
sir, I did not mean to raise the hand. It was raised earlier
Oh,
only.
oh, okay, okay. Then you will. Yes, so let's continue. So, Akshat, keep an eye out for anybody who has raised hands, okay? I didn't see
Of
it
course.
for a long time. Okay, so round 7 is opposing. In the actual IYPT physics fight, this opposing is a very crucial part. It has maximum number of, it has a lot of points. Of course, reporting has the maximum points, but opposing also is a deciding factor in whether the team wins or not. So this round is based on that only, but still we are doing it in asynchronous mode. So we don't want to meet 78 students individually. We don't have time for that. We want them to participate and submit with the consultation of the supervisor and mentor best possible opposition report. So you'll have the PPT report of the other student and his video solution, videos presentation also. So you, supervisor, your mentor, you all three of you can go through the very detailed manner thoroughly at your own pace. Take 1 week time and research on it and come up with the best possible criticism of it. And then,
Mr. Rajesh, you raised your hand again.
yeah, yeah,
Sorry, interpreted again. Actually,
no,
मैं
no. Go ahead. Go ahead, sir.
Intermittent issues, actually, I think.
Achha. Okay, so
Mr. Rajesh, are you there?
yeah, I am there, ma'am. Yeah, please.
Kindly ask your question, please.
My question is
Sir, I suggest you to kindly type your question in the chat
somebody
box.
want to condition. He's a member. Okay.
yeah, type it in the chat window because we are not able to hear you clearly.
All right.
Okay, meanwhile, let's continue. So so you can take 1 week time to fully collect all your points, the best possible points, and ask the most important points first. And that will give you the clear format also how to prepare your opposition speech. We'll tell you the format and the rubric and everything. So accordingly, you have to utilize 9 minutes to make your opposition video, and you also have to make an opposition PowerPoint. So in the actual IYPT, students, they just have some templates ready and then they quickly fill in the points. But now we have 87 students working on 17 problems in groups of 5 individually. So we'll have opposition PowerPoints prepared by them thoroughly with the help of supervisor and mentor. So we believe it will all be a good resource for our final team of 5 to utilize for their preparation for IIBT. That's the idea here. Nothing, no effort should go in vain. You are helping the country to do better in the IIBT, whether you qualify or not. Just do your best in each round and it will be a big help. So then comes the defense of the reporter. So now you suppose you reported on problem 1. When you are doing opposing, you got problem 2. Now somebody else opposed problem 1. So one of those opposition PPT and opposition speech will be given to you. So now you will respond to that in 5 minutes. It is your reply speech. So we are simulating the actual INYPT fight, but in asynchronous mode, so that you can do your best and give the best, and lack of time will not hinder your efficiency in your role. Okay. So this is the defense speech. Then you have the reviewer. So in the actual INYPT fight, when you are playing the role of a reviewer, the reporter would have reported a problem which you may not be familiar. Right. And the opponent will also oppose that same problem. And as a reviewer, you have to give a comment on that problem which is not familiar to you. So we will pick a problem which is not reported by you. And for that problem, we will collect the report and the opposition speech with the video and PPT and give it to you. So now you and your team of mentor and supervisor can go through this and together and prepare your best review speech. Again, the criteria rubric will be shared with you, exemplar video will be shared with you. So reviewer is basically a higher order thinking skill. You have to find out what is the best thing, good things which the reporter has done, what is missing in reporter's work, what is good thing about opposition, what they missed in the opposition speech. All those things you have to highlight. Then you have to
And
give
what are your comments on that?
What? Yeah.
What are your comments on
Yeah.
the reporter and
Your
the
comments are about both reporter and opponent.
opposition?
Yeah. So this way you get a practice of all the skills which are going to be useful in the INYPT fight. Next.
And simultaneously, you will happen to prepare for them. Yes.
Yeah.
Did someone speak up?
Next is round 10, response to jury questions. So this usually happens spontaneously during the fight. So the jury will ask some questions and they'll just check whether you know or not what you're speaking. So if you do badly, if you give wrong answer, if you give unconvincing answer, if you're not to the point, if you elaborate too much, then they'll give you minus points. If you do fine, they'll give you 0. So, but here we will give you points depending on how well you do, so that we can pick out a winner among you all, even in this round. So for every round, there's a winner who will be declared.
Mr. Rajesh, please speak up.
We'll take the questions in the end. We'll finish it off quickly. You can type it in the chat, and we'll take the questions in the end, all together, so that we can finish the PPT fast, because it's already 6:55. Yeah. So at the end of these 10 rounds, so you have done everything which is part of a physics fight: reporting, opposing, reviewing, response to jury questions, everything you have done, and without actually interacting face to face with anybody. So now we will take our time and score carefully all your responses, and the top 5 scorers, the top scorer from each problem. So right now each problem is taken by 5 students or 6 students. So the top scorer in each problem will be declared as the winner of that problem. And so we will have 17 winners for 17 problems at the end of round 10, and they will qualify to round 11. So round 11 is the actual online physics fight, which is based on the actual INYPT format. So based on the ranking of the students, so suppose the ranks are 1 to 17. So the person who got rank 1, whatever problem he was reporting, that will be his problem in this fight also. And the opponent number 17 will oppose, and the reviewer number 10 will review. So the idea of my shuffling the number in this way is I want to make it an even draw. I don't want only the top rankers to fight with each other and knock themselves out. I don't want the weak fighters to benefit. So I mixed it up. The topper is our opponent here. The last ranked person is the reporter here. And the middle one is the reviewer here. So I'm trying to make it an equal mix. That's the plan here. So every student will get a chance to do all three roles. And so finally we'll get the top 5 ranks from this online fight, which will be a more realistic reflection of how well you do when you're alone, when you don't have your supervisor and mentor by your side. Here you are alone. You have to speak whatever you have prepared. Yeah, Pranav, we'll take a question in the end. Just keep it, just type it in the chat in the meanwhile. Now, after round 11, we have something more planned, which is the grand finale physics fight. This it is yet to be confirmed, but it is very much probable. 70% chances are there. So in one of the top schools in India, we'll utilize the auditorium to have a real fight, just like in INYPT. So you will come here in person, and you'll have a fight. But instead of teams fighting, you'll be 3 toppers, top rank 1, 2, 3 for gold, silver, bronze. So it will just give us a feel of how the fighting actually happens in live. That's the idea. Then I think that wraps it up. So I think now we can take the questions.
Sir, what about the annual INYPT convention and the recognition to those 17 students?
Oh yeah. So now the full information is there in our tournament website. So I'll show you.
Yes, kindly check that out.
Yeah. So you see here, this is the tournament website. Okay. The logo was prepared by a student. I am what Sonic Gag poster. So it's become like a logo now. Wait a minute. This is so you go to IIPT website, click on IIPT, then click on Indian National Young Physics Tournament. This is the tournament website. Okay. Here you have all the information you need. So results of trial 1, trial 2 are here. You click it. Then everything is in, all the instructions are given. This has the video solution of each and every problem which was given in trial 2, in case you want to learn where you went wrong. And the format is explained in detail here. All the rounds, round 1 and round 10, and round top 5 ranks, grand finale. And now this is the awards. So right now we are in the mode of giving you the certificates, because that doesn't cost anything. It's digital certificate. So we are going to give it. It only takes our effort and time, which we are gladly willing to do, spend in if we can motivate you to work hard. Now we are waiting for sponsors. Once you get the sponsors, they will tell us what prices they are willing to sponsor. And for them also, we have a form ready. So in case any IT person or any businessman is there, they can fill up this form and give us the suggestion, like what kind of prices they want to sponsor. We don't worry about this. We will find a sponsor by the end of the tournament. Okay, so this is one of the kind tournament, and if it goes successfully, it will become quite famous, and we will invite a lot of sponsors. So
And that's what the aim of Mr. Ganeshwaran in the matter of INYPT on behalf of INYPT is to actually initiate an accountable process of preparation and selection of students for the INYPT. And since this competition is all about your soft skills and your scientific skills, which are not very well elaborated in various school curriculums. So that is the thing which INYPT looks forward to inculcate among students amidst the ongoing INYPT, and to look out for the very best minds of which come out from the selection process to actually happen to take part in the INYPT and further on represent India at its optimal best level. So that's what the aim of INYPT is.
yeah, and right now at the end of trial 0, we have identified 87 qualified students, qualifiers, and they have picked their problems. So now we need to map them to the INYPT mentors. So now we need the mentors who are there in INYPT to fill up this form. The questions are all visible here. You can fill it up here yourself. It's very easy. Doesn't take much time. Just fill it up so that we will then send you the new invite. Like you can pick up which problem you want to mentor. Fill this up, and we'll send you an invite to join the Google Classroom for mentors. And then you can pick your problem and assign your fill. So that is the request to the mentors. I think
Maybe proceed your questions.
yeah, now we can take the questions.
Okay.
Yes.
There is one suggestion. There is one suggestion, Ganeshwaran.
Yeah.
Just show the problems for the year 2024 so that we come to know that. Please show the problems. Those are already there present in this page.
Yeah,
You have to just click. Okay, all right.
yeah.
Yes.
So you will be surprised to know that this problem we invent yourself problem which you see here. Before it was declared by INYPT, we saw it in IPT. So this IPT is International Physicist Tournament, no longer young. It's just physics. So it's held for college students. So in I think 2023 or 2022 IPT, this problem was there, and our school was conducting one inter-school competition for which they picked this problem. We had one round which was similar to IPT only. So that time we solved this problem. We worked on it, and then we were surprised to see the same problem repeating as first problem here. So if you have matchsticks in a matchbox, by shaking it, some sound is produced, right? So if you change the number of sticks, the nature of sound will also change. So your task is to find a way and find a theory which explains the way how you will identify the number of sticks or estimate the number of sticks. To what accuracy you can estimate it by analyzing the sound produced by shaking it. So this is an example of invent yourself. So we have
Can you actually,
solved it. We have solution, but of course I can't share it now.
like, can you actually come up with a way to determine the exact quantity of the packed materials
So
from the sound the packing
I'll
produces?
give you a hint where we reached. So we found that there are actually two possibilities for a particular sound. If you get a particular sound, that sound could mean two possible answers. It could be some small number of sticks also. It could be a large number of sticks also. For both answers, it the same kind of sound is produced. So that is an hint. So you cannot exactly predict. So suppose there are 40 sticks maximum, and minimum is one stick. As you increase the sticks from 1 to 40, you will reach the stage where one sound is produced. A similar sound is produced even after that as you approach 40. So for every sound, you have two number of sticks which are coming out as possible answers. So you can only predict either this number or that number. So then you came up with another solution also for that. You have to analyze it in two different ways. Sound. So you have to conduct two experiments. So it's quite complicated. So now let's see the second. All problems are not equally tough. Look at the second one. We'll ask now some of the students to interpret it. Let's see how they interpret it.
Maybe
let's
first,
look at- yeah.
maybe first answer their question, please.
Oh yeah. So I think Akshat, can you share the link to this problem sheet in the chat
Of course,
so that those who want to see it can see it, and
Of
those who
course.
have questions, please unmute and ask your questions.
yeah. Regarding the answer from, wait a second, please.
And chat also we have 17 minutes. Okay, let's.
Yeah, from
Okay, let
DNV
me-
regarding.
Oh. Okay, I'll just go to the chat questions first.
Ganeshwaran, what
Yeah.
I'll do is I will
Yeah.
read the chat questions for you and please respond.
Okay.
Either you can respond or Akshat can respond.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The one question which is there is regarding there was a problem regarding sound. I think we have to really look at it later, but right now we cannot do much about it. Then there is one request from Anuja Agarwal. Sir, kindly share the PDF of the shared material. The voice is too low to understand. Okay, so I think we can always post this PPT on our website so that people may go through it in detail also.
Yeah.
Then there is next question by DNV. Sir, in opposing, do we only have to write the negatives or positives too? Yes. Respond.
Yeah. So both.
A very
It
good
has
question.
it has to be a scientific criticism, not an emotional thing, not an emotional outburst. It should be scientific criticism. The aim of the reporter, opponent, and the viewer, all three are supposed to be like a same team. They are supposed to be in the same team, following the same problem, and they want to reach the same best possible solution to the problem. So since the reporter has done some work, now the opponent is doing the job of finding faults for benefiting the solution. or coming up with a better solution. His goal is not to put the reporter in poor light. His goal is not to show the reporter in poor light. No, his goal is to help the reporter to come up with a better solution. So you have to be very friendly, very kind, and give very constructive criticism, suggestions, and point out the mistakes in a nice, gentle manner. Like you can ask questions to point out the mistakes instead of bluntly saying what is the mistake.
So that
In nutshell, may I say that an opponent is one who looks at both positive things in the report and the negative things, and must appreciate if there is something very nicely done. Opponent doesn't mean that you have to, by hook or crook, oppose the person only. See the positive things which have been done, and there are certain expectations of the opponent if this had been done, or there are some questions at the back of the mind of the opponent which you would like to clarify from the report itself, which he or she may not have found it clarified. So I think that is the purpose of the opponent, not that we have to win some kind of a race. It's a very simple way, because even people can appreciate when it comes to giving points that opponent was asking very good questions, relevant questions to the problem, and that makes him also show in a very good light. So that is, I think, the essence of it. So the next question is by Rajesh Kumar, Medical.
One
Yeah.
point I want to tell, it's important about opposition. Sometimes you may find that the reporter has done a very poor job, and as an opponent, the same problem you might have researched on your own, and you might have come up with a very, very good solution. So you'll be tempted to talk about your solution.
Good afternoon. This is
So you have to avoid that and resist from talking about your solution. Instead, only give your feedback on the reporter's solution.
Okay. So can I move to the next question now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rajesh Kumar, Medical. There are condition. He is a member of INYPT. Please elaborate, Rajesh, because it doesn't make sense what your question is asking. Or you can write down if you are not able to.
Yes, please, sir.
Okay. So let me, in the meantime, go to the next question. Sir, how will the marks of round 0 be calculated to decide the winner, since there were 2 rounds of 23 and 38 marks respectively? So, Ganeshwaran, please elaborate on it.
Yeah. So trial 1 is separate and trial 2 is separate. So trial 1, basically, it picks the top persons who are in the, say, I decided a cutoff as top 55 students from the 150 students. So 150 students participated, and I plotted a graph of the marks in descending order of marks, and I found that a certain level is there below which, if the marks are going, the students are not up to the mark, their subject knowledge or communication skill. So 55, I drew the line. So the top 55 went to the round 1. Then in trial 2, it was basically an opportunity for those who did not qualify in trial 1 or who could not participate in trial 1 due to technical glitches. So the format was different. There were 10 MCQs and 7 video explanations. So here again, I went through all 103 videos of 5 minutes each. You can imagine how much effort it took. But it was fun. So then I found that the cutoff was, I believe, 15 marks out of 38. So based on, again, the graph of distribution of marks, I felt that 15 was the lowest mark at which I have to draw the line. So anybody who got 15 or above are trainable. They are trainable for INYPT. Like that I decided. Yeah, next question.
Okay. All right. So we are through one. There is sir in opposing. Okay. All right. Sir, can you specify the name of the website so that we can check the PDF material?
I am sharing links.
Yeah.
And
then we have, if the opponent finds a negative, does the opponent also have a solution to it? If at all the reporter doesn't have a solution, what if both doesn't have a solution? Who pitches in then? This is by KR to everyone.
Perfect.
Can I
Sir, I think
please-
sir, I think you missed some 2 questions before that.
Which questions?
This one, I wasn't able to give the qualification test 1 and 2. Is it possible to have another test? So I can see right now you are going on with round 1. So in case we decide that there are a lot of interested students, I'll keep a Google form open. If we feel that there is a lot of number who are wishing to participate, we can conduct one more trial 3. But then you have to catch up with the rest because round 1 you will have less time to prepare. Is it fine?
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Then in opposing, should we include only negatives or include positives? That we have answered in detail.
all right.
Name of the website. Yeah, we will share it in the chat also.
So this one, which I read, that is the one which is, if the opponent finds a negative, does the opponent also have a solution to it? If at all the reporter doesn't have a solution, what if both doesn't have a solution? Who pitches in then?
As far as I have seen, opponent can ask questions which show the defects, but it is not necessary that opponent should have the solution for it. That is not the job of the opponent. We can raise questions and find flaws and identify areas of improvement. But if the opponent doesn't know, it's okay. But if the opponent knows and if he shares it also, he will get more points in the scoring criteria.
So the next question is, once again, Rajesh Kumar Medical has written answer to it. The some query which we asked him to please clarify. He's saying NCICP WhatsApp group, there are no information about that. Why? About what? I mean, about that means what?
About INYPT, I think so.
See, if you go to our website, you will find all the information there. If you go to the link competitions, you will have a menu there which will open. Go to IYPT and you will find all the information being listed there.
Yeah.
See, go to competitions. Yeah. Then you go to IYPT and you will find all the things which are happening in the context of INYPT are listed here. Please scroll it down.
Yeah, register for
Okay,
mentorship.
sir. Okay, sir.
Every-
Okay. Thank
Everything
you.
is there.
Thank you, Aluwalia, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Now the next question was, when can a student enroll now for INYPT 2024?
So we'll keep I think we'll keep the registration form open for another 3 days for trial 3. And if we hit a big number of students who want to participate, then we'll start trial 3. Otherwise, we'll go ahead with trial 1. Is it fine?
Yeah, okay. The next is, sir, in round 9, it's given that the reported and the opponent in participant. Yeah, please. Who is there?
No, you can mute them. I think they didn't realize they are on speaker.
So, sir, in round 9, it's given that the reported and the opponent in participant 9 is that's supposed to be intentional. I don't know what is the meaning of this.
Yeah, let me check. Round 9, let me check what is it. Round 11, round 10, round 9.
Sir, I'm sorry. I think I meant to ask if it was in round 11, the fight 9. Both the reporter and the opponent were actually participant 9.
Is it?
Right. Fight 9.
Fight 9. Oh, no. I think I corrected it later on, but I took the image from the wrong place. I corrected this mistake. Where is it? Let us check in the website. I think in the website it is corrected. Once again. So this is the tournament website, right? I think here it will be corrected. Oh, here also it is there. Okay, I'll change it.
But I don't think there is anything wrong in it, Yanishwaran, because
Oh,
you are ranking only. So reporter gives rank
No.
9, opponent gives rank 9,
No.
reviewer gives rank 1.
No.
What's
No.
there?
It's
No,
not that.
no.
17 students were there, right? 17
Yeah.
toppers from 17 problems.
Yeah.
So based on their total score at the end of round 10, they got a rank from 1 to 17. So now each of these numbers represents the particular student who had that particular rank. So I'm supposed to change it so that 9 doesn't come here, it goes somewhere else.
The one way would be to start from 16 and make 17 the last one for opponent. Then everything will be reshuffled.
No, then 17 and 17 will match, no?
No. Start from 16. So 16, 15, 14 like that, and the last one. Oh.
No.
First,
Sir,
I
you
already
raised
saw
hand.
this. No, I saw it earlier, but I don't know. I didn't update it
Start
here.
from 15.
Yeah, I'll work it out. I also
Actually,
solved it.
Ganeshwaran, I
Yeah.
would suggest that please clarify in the write-up more so that there is no confusion about it.
Yeah.
So I think we can.
Yeah, we'll. So
We can
basically,
proceed.
it is not supposed to be 9 and 9. It's supposed to be different only. And it has been corrected, but not updated. So I'll take care of it. Don't worry. Yeah. Next question.
I think Miss Anuja raised hand.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yeah, instead of typing, I thought that I will speak it out. Actually, I just wanted to know about the trials. How do the students come to know that when are the trials going to take place? Like some of my students have registered, but I'm not sure whether they have taken the trials.
Actually, those who register, they are automatically added into the Google Classrooms. So we had the round 0, trial 1, trial 2. So we had 4 Google Classrooms into which all the registered students had been enrolled. So there are 603 students altogether in 4 Google Classrooms. So we mentioned
Okay, sir.
about, we informed the Google Classroom about each trial, when it will happen, what is the format, and it is a date and time and everything. And it's also informed in the website also.
Yeah.
So now hereafter for each round, we have a separate Google Classroom into which you will keep on adding.
Okay. Actually, one of my student who tried to register at the end, towards the end, she did not got any allotted classroom. So probably she might not have attempted. I'll just
Okay.
confirm with her again.
Okay.
And
So we will
because she
release
did not
one.
get, she was
okay.
told that the classroom is full. So I told her to register anyways. She might get an allotment later.
Yeah, so we had that problem initially when we had only one classroom and it got filled with 300 students. So it could not take any more. Then we created extra classrooms. So then I tried to take a look at all the registered email IDs and added them to the classroom. But still some might have been missed out. So what we'll do is we'll create a form for trial 3. And if we get a good number, say 100, more than 100 or 100, we'll conduct one more trial 3.
Okay, sir. So I'll just confirm from all the registered
Yeah.
students, have they taken the trial? In case they have not taken, so should they register once again?
Yeah, I'll open the registration for trial 3 separately.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Ma'am Anuja,
Yes, sir.
I would request you, please keep an eye on our website.
Yes, sir.
And you must have understood the way our website works. For
Yes,
example,
sir.
if there is a sub-menu which we called as IYPT, you will be able
Yes.
to see that it is being given some feeds on daily basis, which are updates on the program itself. So if you will keep in touch with that, I think you will find that you will be I think, able to participate. Your students will be able to participate. Now, when I am
Yes.
saying you will be able to participate, because Ma'am Anuja, we see you as the mentor also, because it's a process in which you must have now got an idea also that these problems are not run-of-the-mill problems. They are very typical problems in the sense, as I was telling, something has been given. For example, there is a problem in this year's list that if you place a drop, then it will behave like it is droplet microscope, right? It acts as imaging system. I think we know it. We know that this works, but then you will have to really sit down and try to think that how I should really make that droplet, where am I going to make that droplet? Here it is given glass surface. Okay, very good. Then what kind of observation plan I have to really give so that I'm able to really see that it is really behaving like a microscope or not. And if it is a microscope, then we know that we have already done maybe in class 11 and 12, the meaning of magnification. So how does that idea actually fit into this particular problem? So, it is like not a straightforward numerical problem where you take a formula, fit in the things and you get the result. And in real research also, this is a situation. You have a very, fuzzy idea about the problem. And as you progress with the problem, it keeps on, getting clearer and clearer. And then you are able to arrive at the solutions. So the idea is that we should really try to sit down with our students and then try to discuss these problems, and then maybe take the responsibility of one of the students to mentor him or her throughout the tournament. And this is a big responsibility in the sense that you are carrying a student with you, and whenever he or she finds it that he or she is struck, you pitch in and start using your experience of taking him out of that kind of a particular situation. But that doesn't mean that you will spoon feed the student. Most of the times in such problems, you will find that you both are in the same, process. Maybe sometimes your experience takes you ahead, and that is what is the role of the mentor itself. So these are some of the points which we have to keep in mind. Can we really show that persistence and patience to be with a student for a long period, as we do in the research, and mentor him to arrive at a report which is worth appreciating, which has got enough data, which has got reasonable explanations, reasonable analytical formulations, maybe supported by simulations and so on. So I think that is why this is a very exciting idea. If you ask me as president of INYPT, I am really attracted by the kind of problems which are given here. And how do we really do that? For example, the first problem itself is very tricky. It's not a straightforward problem. I am given a matchbox. I was taking a matchbox and I realized when it is full, the sound is different. When there are only 2 or 3 matchsticks are there, sound is different. Now, I think our ear is a very good, what you call sound spectrometer. It is able to identify frequencies very nicely. And it actually, if I use the term, that it is a very good Fourier transformer, which actually is able to separate different frequencies for me. And for every number of sticks going into a matchbox, I will notice that the space which is not filled contributes a lot to what are the frequencies coming and what are the frequencies which are, say, absent. So do I have a plan to do an experiment to identify the spectrum of the sound with different number of, say, matchsticks in it, or different number of small balls in it, as it has been put in it? So this is how we actually start thinking and start working on various parts. So one of the first things which I feel is, Anuja ma'am, I hope you must be appreciating now.
Yes, sir. 100%.
Be with the student and not really make him feel that he is going alone on this journey. The role of the mentor is not only pat the student, but also help the student and tell him very frankly that, okay, I am also thinking, let me see what I can do for you. We have to really admit it and accept that also. So this is one thing which I have realized in this particular program. Now, some people must be thinking that, what is the fun of this kind of a program? I think if you go to the National Education Policy also, at class 10, class 11, class 12 level, we are talking of projects. In undergraduate degree also, we are talking of projects. In MSc also, we are talking of projects. So projects is not getting, something cut and paste from the internet itself. It is like involving yourself truly in the process of discovery for a given problem. Fortunately, when you start research, your guide first of all tells you look for a problem. The best part of this competition is this: the problems have been identified for you, and they are finding these challenging enough so that students can feel very happy that, yeah, this is the kind of problem in which I would like to really work. So this is the idea. I think the role of the IAPT is this only, that we encourage such things in the students across the country, and not just say in few schools, but in the schools where you may say there is a language problem, or they are located in a very, very remote area. I think our aim in IAPT is reaching the unreached. And I think we are seeing this program also in that light. So I think these are my remarks about whatever we have seen. Any other, Ma'am Sharmishta, would you like to really come up and say something?
So I really don't have anything. I'm just listening to this for the first time. Probably I have to go through all the problems and then I will talk. Maybe next
Sure.
time.
And Ma'am Pragya is there.
Yes,
Ma'am Pragya?
I'm there.
Okay, ma'am, any remarks? I know that there was problem of sound, but still.
This is a wonderful competition, and with this open-ended nature, there is so much of scope because the tasks are unstructured, and something similar we've been doing in NAST. And in fact, I remember the last problem, there was a video for the screening round on this very topic. And quite a few of them have been taken up on in screening stage of NAST. But this is, of course, this has much more scope, and children can do amazing things with it. But we need teachers who are enthusiastic and spread it around and themselves get into the spirit of this thing. It's a wonderful competition. I've already put all these problems on groups where I could, so that teachers get a little excited, and we need to talk to teachers to take it up earnestly.
Yes, ma'am. This is a very good thing that you are part of Anveshika, where I think there is a culture of doing such things, I believe. So I think each Anveshika should really opt for at least one problem and think about ins and outs, and should help in mentoring the people. And I would like to appeal through you that the members of Anveshika should come forward for the registration as mentors. So if that will be there, I think we will be enjoying it also, and we will ourselves as teachers learning very many things.
Yes, surely.
Yeah. So another thing which I would like to now say is, there are a number of students sitting here, and there is one student who is from grade 8, Vedant Jadhav. Vedant, are you there?
The solution was brilliant, actually.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
Vedant, are you able to listen to me?
Yes, sir. I'm able to listen to you.
Okay. So tell me, Vedant, what is your experience of this seminar, and what are you looking forward to?
So it was like nice. It was something new. It was fun, all of it.
And you are looking forward to it?
Yeah, sure, surely.
And you are in grade 8. You are in grade 8. How did you come to know about it?
Sir, I'm actually preparing for NSCJS from past 1 year.
Okay.
So actually a friend of mine sent me the link for INYPT.
Okay.
For it.
Are you qualified?
No, sir. I'm studying for it. I'm preparing for it for this year.
No. I'm saying for in INYPT round 1.
Yeah, I'm qualified for round 1.
Oh.
Oh, good. That's a very encouraging sign. So please be with us, right, Vedant?
Yes, sir.
Because we are coming forward with the mentorship so that you can be in touch with one of the physics teachers or physics researcher or a physics scholar to help you out with the understanding the things. Okay.
Yes.
Anybody else, who would like to really among the students come forward and say something?
So I wish to point out, Vedant actually posted a comment regarding invent yourself problem initially.
Okay.
His comment was very interesting. Actually, he presumed, what if we pre-record the recordings of sounds emitted by the matchbox for one matchstick, for two matchstick, for 40 matchstick, and then we let's say we have some other matchbox, and we don't know how much the number of matchsticks contained in it, and we shake it, and we try to match the frequency emitted by it to and compare it to those we already have, the pre-recorded ones.
That is
And like
exactly
that,
that is exactly the process we have to do, and that's what we also did. So first thing we have to do is first record the sound, 5 trials for each number of sticks, okay, from 1 to 40, where it is fully packed to not packed, fully empty. So you'll find that when the matchbox is fully empty, also no sound is produced. When it is fully packed, also no sound is produced. So that's what I was hinting at. We're saying that for the same sound, you can have 2 numbers possible answers. So
sir,
you have
actually,
to-
I recall,
Yeah.
I recall you using machine learning with one of that guy, Kabir.
No, machine learning I wanted to use, but then we derived a theoretical answer, physics answer, with the help of Anish Agarwal.
Ganeshwar, and I would like to really bring something else also here.
Yeah,
Actually, when you do a very systematic, structured study
yeah,
with one matchstick, with 2 matchsticks, and so on,
yeah.
you will find that you will get a curve,
Yes.
which is a kind of a calibration curve for me. And
Mm.
you will find that if something lies on that curve, you will be in a process to really identify that
How many sticks are there?
what is the chance of getting the right number of matchsticks in the box.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is how we are going to really sit down, think about it, go ahead and see what can be done.
So it's
And
really good that Vedant in grade 8 is able to think so clearly and
yes,
predict the process to be followed.
yes,
So
yes.
I'm in grade 9 actually.
Okay, grade 9. Okay,
Yes, sir,
don't
yes,
worry, Vedant. We will definitely. I don't know why you have kept grade 8 there. Please upgrade it to 9.
Yes, I will.
And about this droplet microscope also, it appears to be this very simple optics. We know everything about optics, we think.
Yes, 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 yes.
But the challenge here is in doing the experiment. How will you measure the magnification? How will you get an image? It will be so faint. How will you measure the height of the image? All those
And
challenges.
look,
experimental.
come down to the shooting rubber band. Please scroll it.
Yeah.
that's fun as well.
This is, हम लोग एक वो गुलेल बोलते हैं ना, उसको चलाते हैं, उसमें भी एक रबर बैंड ही लगा होता है. But
But
now,
how do you
but here they
non-uniformly
are
stretch
talking
it?
about the rubber band only.
But how do you
Okay.
non-uniformly stretch it? I don't understand.
And it is like, you must be playing, taking a thali or a plate and throwing it after giving it a spin. Children play this game very often. But now they are saying, okay, take a rubber band, maybe a bigger rubber band, and throw it with a spin and see how it will go. So they are suggesting something. They are talking about a spin, optimize the distance that a rubber band will with spin can reach. So even if you look at discus throw, which is a solid rigid thing, we make use of this spin element only to throw that discus throw to a far off distance. So I think there are certain things which we will try to bring from our own experience on the table and try to think about it. That is the role. We can always come together, even mentors can come together. We plan to have a separate classroom for mentors where they will sit down and discuss certain things to share those points with the students who are going in different rounds till we are able to identify those who are the winners. But again, the best part, as Yanishwaran said, at every stage, we are giving digital certificates to encourage our students to feel that, yes, they have achieved something. Because coming forward to even participate in such programs is not an easy task. We have to have a courage to do that. So somebody needs to push. And so I think this is a kind of a push which we are trying to give you through these certificates. Already for trial 1 and trial 2, we have identified Agam Shah and Aditya Vijay Kumar Kaneria. They are in class 11 and class 10, who have topped those rounds. I also happened to listen to the videos which were, uploaded in the classroom by the students. And I was really amazed at the way they were actually presenting the things, clarifying the things, and they were into the problem. And that's something which we are looking forward to. That is what is our aim. And I hope we will keep on meeting very often. Don't worry about it, that this is one of a webinar. It's not like that. We will have these series of webinars. That is where IT can really help us to connect with each other. That is the best part of the IT, that we can reach out within seconds, say, for participating in any program. And I feel that anybody who will participate in this competition will behave as a scientist actually works. And this is what we are looking forward to in this particular competition, is that we want you to put on the mental of a working scientist who has been given a problem from, say, society to be solved, and you are going ahead by solving that particular problem itself. And this is exactly what happened when we were trying to, create vaccines for the COVID. And that was a problem. We were not knowing what is going on. We only had an idea about that, okay, this is the kind of virus which is there, and we have been encountering it before also. But what is so strange that it is spreading so fast? And people came up with solutions, came up with various ways of looking at how it is spreading, how it can be controlled, what kind of vaccination will work, and so on. So this is a real life experience to be a scientist. Let me put it like that. And that is where you need to really come forward and participate in it. So if you feel, Ganeshwaran, we
Yes, sir.
can stop here and move ahead with our task for the future rounds.
Yes, yes.
I want to thank you, Ganeshwaran and Akshat. Wonderful. I wish we have more and more students like you who are bold enough to come forward and participate in discussion. Because discussion is the ultimate thing where we try to understand. It is not necessary that we will understand everything, but at least we will be making an effort. And that is the best part of it. So thank you, participants, on behalf of INYPT and this Indian National Young Physicist Tournament. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
And sir also came up with a catchy slogan, catch young.
Yes, yes. We have a tagline now, and that tagline is very simple. Catch young, mentor young, and the last part is help these young researchers to work on different problems. So our focus is on young inspired students in class 8, 9, 10, 11 to come forward and participate. The target of this tournament is such that the organizers think that students studying in class 8, 9, 10, and 11 can definitely crack these problems. They know this because they already have gone through many rounds when they really posted this problem in the set. So we should be not worried about winning the game or losing the game. But being a scientist itself is a big thing. That's the greatest thing, I would say. Okay,
agree.
and let's really do that part very, very creatively.
Vedant, you want to say something?
Akshat,
No,
any
Vedant.
Yes, sir.
ending of remarks?
I've renamed myself to grade 9.
Oh, yeah, good.
Okay.
Sir, and one more thing, is there any way to get in contact with you?
Oh, yes, we are there on the website. You can post there your comments, and we will be able to read those comments there also. Please do visit our website, Vedant. Akshat has already given you the website link.
Yes,
Yeah,
please.
okay. Yes, sir.
So we are open. Vedant, when we have come forward with this program, we are very open.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Okay, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Okay, then.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you have a question?
No, not a question. It's okay.
Okay.
Actually, brilliant points raised by Dr. P.K. Ahluwalia, actually. It was very insightful. It's so cool to hear.
But I don't know why he kept his video camera off.
Where? When?
PK Ahluwalia, sir, his camera, I couldn't see.
Yes. We can't see you, Dr. Ahluwalia.
Yes, I am here. What is the confusion?
Promote your inspiring talk. You didn't keep your camera on.
Oh, yes, my camera is on now. But don't think if my camera is not on, then I'm not listening. I'm listening still.
I meant when you're talking.
No.
Okay.
So fine then. Okay, I am signing off, and good luck for your efforts. Thank you.
Bye.